Hello, this is Ben Branham with Modern Self Protection. I was out this morning doing a walk carrying a 50-pound pack through some rough terrain up and down hills, and this message came to me. So I just hit record on my voice recorder on my phone, so you hear a bunch of background noise and stuff. But the whole title of it and the whole premise is I want to know how you're doing. No, really, how are you doing as a person, as a human being right now going through this crisis? I recorded this message thinking about you as one of the people that has touched my life in the last couple years through modern self protection. So, how are you doing? No, really, how are you doing?
I wanted to reach out to see how you were doing, to see what I could do. All of us are fighting the COVID-19 virus together and in our own ways. I wish I could detach completely from the situation and figure out what's wrong and how we could fix it. And then I'd make a simple video about it and you'd be on your way through this fight. Unfortunately, I cannot do that for everyone. I can barely do that for myself at this point as information changes daily. I wanted to reach out to you specifically and offer what I could. I'm taking ownership of this horrible problem and doing what I can to help anybody that I know. You are one of those people that have reached out to me over the years, and I am forever grateful for that. And so, in this horrible time, I want to give what I can to the people that have given to me. I want to know, and I want to be able to help you, how you are doing. Just reply to the simple email and let me know. Are you having problems? Do you just need somebody to talk to? We can share a virtual beer together and just discuss what's going on. Because sometimes the world overwhelms us and we just need somebody to say, hey, it'll be okay. This sucks. I understand. This sucks. I'm facing my own hardship right now and I've been laid off from work. But right now I'm choosing to see that as a blessing. I am home with my family and have nowhere else to go. So I can take care of them and be their rock to stand on. Plus, it gives me the opportunity to reach out to you and see how you're doing. If there's something I can help you with, let me know. Like I said, Skype and a virtual beer can solve a lot of problems right now and a lot of anxiety. I know you're doing the best you can to lead your family, yourself, your friends, your country, your company, and everybody you touch through this horrible time. And this is a slow rolling crisis that, well, it looks like it's going to roll on. It may roll over a bunch of us. All I can say is keep going, keep your head up, and keep pushing forward. Just like a true fight or combat, if you continue forward, sooner or later you will prevail. And that's where we stand today. And this is the long one. Most of us have trained most of our lives for short, impactful handgun fights or even rifles fights. Even in the military today and law enforcement, we're training for those super quick fights that are over. An operation for the military that goes a long time could be a week, maybe two. I remember guys in Afghanistan complaining about having to operate for 2 weeks at a time and being outside the wire, as if it was some huge Herculean thing. I remember in 2003 being outside the wire for almost 4 months. There was no pause. There was no safe spot. There was no base to sleep in. There was no time for us to take a rest and just step back and relax. There was no mail. There was no alcohol. There was no cigarettes. There was just us. Well, you're in about the same situation. I hope it doesn't go on for 4 months. But if it does, me and my Marines went through that trying time together and were able to overcome. You too can overcome this. To put that in simple perspective, you should simply keep going. When you look back at this, it will be easy. I look back at my time in combat and go, hey, we were operational for 4 months without stop. And most people are like, 4 months? That ain't nothing. You know, summer is about that long. Your kid's summer is 3 months. Your vacation maybe a month. It's only 3 months to Christmas sometimes. 3, 4 months really isn't anything in your life. Just look back at how you felt going through high school. And now that it's over, how much of that of your life was it really? You are in that same predicament. Right now, this problem is all consuming. And depending on where you live, what's going on in your life, who you are, your age, the people around you, this may be your life's consumption for now. But, and here's the big but, if you keep going forward and you push through this, you can prevail. There's stories coming out all over the place. A 95-year-old World War II vet beat the virus. He got it and he survived it. You can be that person, no matter your age, your income, where you live, or who you are. You can beat this. Most of us probably won't get sick, but that doesn't mean it's not a horrible crisis for us. I know you're in the middle. So am I. So once again, I just wanted to reach out to you and say, hey, is there something I can do? Is there a burden you can cast on me by talking to me about it, by emailing me, by putting it your words in writing? Because sometimes we just need to bitch for the sake of bitching. I knew it, and I learned that back in 2002 with the Marine Corps. When you're bitching, that means you're looking at life to get better. There's hope. And it's funny to say that you complain about all the little things that creates hope. But in some of my darkest hours in training with my Marines, I looked around, and one of our training evolutions was particularly grueling in the 125-degree sun out in California in the desert with no shade, no nothing, moving constantly, full battle rattle all the time, and going over the hills in California. It was miserable. It was miserable to ride in the back of the truck. It was even more miserable to walk through that terrain. And it was all sand. So you stepped down, and it was like walking on a beach with giant hills. Under a full load and equipment, movement was down to 2 miles an hour if we were lucky. And we'd have to go 5-10 miles at a time. Like I said, miserable. So I kept pushing forward through the long nights, long days, with impossible leaders from other units trying to push us through. I am that impossible leader from another unit. I am the one that's telling you to push through. I am the one that's pushing you. And under our breaths the whole time, we grumbled about how it was hot, about how the sand was deep, about how this hill sucked. And we'd grumble about that specific hill, not all the hills, just the one we were climbing right now. The rest of them were okay. Just that one that we were climbing sucked. And we kept going. The day I knew we were in trouble, we had gotten a night off and gone back to the barracks, slept in a cot, which was like the Holiday Inn for us, or more like the Four Seasons, gotten good chow from the chow hall, and the next morning we're up with the rising sun, packing our gear, and at first light, we're out. On the way to the combat area, in the back of the miserable truck, heat already a plus 100, faces dripped in sweat, just sucking water through your camel pack or your canteens. All of us sat there with our heads in our laps pretty much, looking down at our feet. None of our Marines looked up. And I looked at my 15 Marines, those who I eventually go to combat with, and those that are truly my Marines that have been there in my heart forever. And I was like, hey, there's something wrong here. Something's not right. And I poked the sergeant next to me, who was an encyclopedia of Marine Corps book knowledge. So there's something wrong with here. And he looked up for the first time. He said, yeah, nobody's talking. That means we have no morale. And he put his head back down. And I was like, what the F? This is fucked up. Everybody was feeling the same way I did. So I looked around and started slapping my Marines. I said, wake the fuck up. What's wrong with you? What the fuck is going on? And each one of them looked up. He goes, this sucks, Corporal. Can't believe we're doing this again. Last night, blah, blah, blah. And then all down the line, each one of them either echoed the sentiment before them or created a new sentiment for everybody else to echo. It was horrible. It was hot. It was depressing. And it was just mean. Well, here we are. This is kind of horrible. It's kind of depressing. And I'd like to say the virus is mean, but you know what? It has no morality. It has no feelings. It moves through the population as fast as it can to infect all the people it can so it can replicate. It has one purpose in life, and that's to replicate itself in other hosts. How do you stop that? Well, crap, even our most paid and trusted advisors don't know all the answers. They keep giving the little stupid ones, and you should do that. But I know from being in combat, being in all those tough training times, that your attitude towards things is more important than anything. Your will to survive, your will to carry on, your enthusiasm to carry on, and your ability to look forward into what else will come will see you through this. And I also know that sometimes you just gotta bitch. So I bitch to other people and other friends, and I am in good spirits right now. So like I said, if you just need somebody to vent at, you need somebody to bitch at, you need something to let it all off your chest, and you're being that good leader for the people around you, and you're not giving it to them, I am far enough removed from the problem that you can send that burden on me, and you can type it out. You can send me a phone call and leave me an email. My cell phone number is 210-617-3107. That's 210-617-3107. Call me and leave me a voice message. I will hear you. You can text me at that number. Text me what's going on. Tell me your name, where you are, what's going on. I will reply back to you. I want to be here to help you. I believe that we're all put in this place for a reason. Every choice we've made, everything that's happened to us, there's a reason behind it. And right now, I feel like the reason I was laid off is so that I can have this time to give to you. So, let me know how you're doing. Shoot me an email, shoot me a text, leave me a voice message, give me a call, anything. I want to hear from you. Stay safe. Ben.